So yeah, we would need to
Hey, give me a second.
Oh, sorry. Huh?
Alright, good afternoon and welcome to DieDragonDie Presents the Legends Campaign, episode 77. I'm your DM and host, Marty, joined by Adam, Ahmed, and Mark. And I went through that whole thing because we actually post these up to YouTube after we're done, and we had played a little bit of Dread and Circus right before this. I appreciate you guys taking, allowing me a 3-minute break to restart the stream. I had to reload the panels in XSplit and change the maps in Map Tools, and it's just easier for me to edit by not having to edit by restarting the stream. So, hey, how's it going? All right, so I think you guys were you're gonna get a little bit of an insight while I build a map in the background, and take a quick bio break. The players were discussing how they're going to get their characters to go into the center of a planet, and this is kind of representing the characters talking that evening while they were on the Orb of Paradox. We'll do a quick recap of what happened last session, because it's been a while for some of us, including myself, and hopefully... Nope, I did not write up a summary of what happened last session. We called it the Dupes and the Golden Gnome. So, the party had driven the security tank into the command center of the Orb of Paradox and destroyed many of the invading Ether Gaunts that were there, scaring off the black Ether Gaunt. They rescued a annoying little gnome and member of the Order of Paradox by the name of Imros. He is the voice of their order. And almost immediately, because of his great charisma, relinquished a golden card, which gave him access to the central command area.
Somebody divided by 0. Like their code froze, there's a blue screen, and the card got handed over. This was no great charisma.
He was able to negotiate with the clones of the heroes from a position of power. Not only did he know everything, but he was also in command of the command console once more.
And he was through the friggin' prismatic sphere.
The tank during the battle destroyed some of the important consoles, including the console that commanded many of the fields around the Order of Chaos. So the Orb of Chaos. Orb of Paradox. And this may have been linked to things like their cloaking aura, the field that they were experimenting with, which was conjuring the ethereal plane in places where it shouldn't. Remember, the orb is hovering in the first layer of the abyss. I think the cloaking aura had failed because a great locust swarm of demons was headed towards the orb. Originally, these demons were stripping bare the planets that had the unfortunate demise or fate of being pulled into the first layer of the abyss. So the abyss is ever-consuming. It gobbles up things from other places, including entire worlds. And looking out the window of the Orb of Paradox, the party can see that there are many worlds, like a string of fated pearls leading up into the sky. There's one of particular interest, and we'll get to that one in a moment. Imros basically made a deal. As power was a problem on the ship, it had been drained through their experiments and their attacks. And the party really wants power to be restored because the original members, the original heroes of Aegis, the original mythic heroes the players are playing, were trapped, or are trapped, in teleportation buffers. They are trapped between energy and matter, since they were yanked from their places as they tried to jettison themselves out of the abyss following the death of Yeenoghu. So this entire time, these clones of these characters, created by the Order of Paradox, released when the Ether Gaunts attacked, for this entire time, the real copies or the real original members of the Order of Aegis have been trapped. Now, power is a problem. And he made a deal. If they go to the nearest and greatest source of power that is here, which is the center of a world, there's a particular anomalous power reading that they want to grab power from to restore many of the systems, including the teleportation devices, which would allow teleportation to happen and to complete, and for the heroes to be remade anew. And do you remember what exactly the terms of this deal were? I do remember that Azildan made a particularly interesting term with Imros.
Azildan suggested that perhaps the soul in the clone body be placed in the original body, and they could do what they want with the old soul. And of course, that the clone soul and body got all of the original's equipment.
Including the weapon of law that you're sort of reconstructing.
Yes, and the detection device.
Nice. So the trickster is added again. Azildan, the version of Azildan that is not under the devilish thumb, who now worships Yggdrasil and was converted into a druid, is now roaming in clone form, and he's looking for a way out. I do believe that there were some other...
Donnovan was going to stay to basically shepherd over the orcs, and he was going to provide moral guidance to the thing, but that wasn't really part of the deal. It's just that he was staying.
Yes. And in
Midwick
fact, they
wanted
liked
to
that
come.
idea so much that they want all of you to stay. Because an adventuring party arm of the Order of, or the Orb of Paradox, or the Order of Paradox, Imros liked that idea after seeing what you guys have done.
I'm sure,
Go ahead,
I'm sure
Ahmed.
Midwick would hate using laser guns.
Midwick wanted. No, he didn't see. Well, he did see the laser guns, but it's fine. He wanted to send the machine gun, on the big machine gun on the tank with the other Midwick.
Oh, oops. Right.
Altagar will try not to place that.
He's
on
like,
any-
yeah. He's like, yeah. This'll make things a lot of fun.
Look it, we found a new club! Ah!
So you wanted some of the weapons to be placed.
Yep.
In the teleportation.
wanted
What was you want? You wanted the machine gun and something else.
I don't remember. Machine gun, maybe something. No, it wasn't the bullets. I think it was the shell or something
No,
like that.
Uker asked that the war, what's his name?
Bellum Ex
Oh, the war
Machina.
demon.
Bellum
Yeah,
Ex Machina, or Ex Machina, get freedom, basically.
Okay. Yeah,
That
they agreed to all. Imros agreed to all of these things. Now, part of their plan is to send the clone heroes, now that they've gained some rest, to this planet. But Imros did one more thing. Apparently, power was at such a critical stage that he decided to start to manipulate with some of the experimental devices that he and other members of the Order of Paradox had created to create time distortion fields around the orb to basically try to create an infinite power device to save time.
This Imros guy, he's never actually went and watched Star Trek. He doesn't realize that this shit always goes wrong, but maybe he did watch Star Trek. He'll always sort itself out at the end.
Also, the Order of Paradox members didn't seem so concerned when they died or about death.
We got to pretend like we ignored the big squid man's little baby.
Yes,
baby squid man.
the big
Oh.
squid had recorporated into 1,000 little tiny squids.
Fuck you, little.
Yes. So the party then, because they had a rude awakening, these clones fell out of their tanks when the attack was happening. They were supposed to be given like nice quarters and gear and fruit baskets and an intro package when they first
Yeah,
arrived.
there's gear and like here's some stuff.
Instead, they've killed two of the Order
Welcome
of
to the
Paradox.
floating orb. Here are your packages, Captain Lemmy.
Enjoy your stay. Right. Instead, they
Support to the
killed
bridge.
2 of the members of their guests and creators. They then killed a bunch of the intruders and have damaged a lot of things.
Several doors. There are several doors that are no longer functioning.
They did spend the evening in crew quarters. I believe we have a map for that. Living quarters. And there's the party hanging out and trying to figure out what to do. Now it's all coming back to me. There was a delivery made at the door, and there are there are 2 things that were delivered. One is like an information data pad, like one of these kind of like magical scrolls with buttons. And the other is a canister in which is floating and flying your phoenix friend,
That's supposed to absorb the thing.
whose name of his current incarnation is Kevin. You guys called him Kevin.
Kevin, that's right.
And he is supposed to explode and implode around this anomalous source of energy to absorb it. They've been using things like... They said words of things that you didn't quite understand. You kind of get the concept that they might be materials or types of magic. Things like uranium and plutonium are things that Kevin has been experimented upon with.
Yeah, Kevin in a bad place.
Yeah, and this is what happened when we start a Halloween special and then only play twice in in the last 2 months. Okay, so you guys are coming up with plans. I'm going to run to a bathroom break while you guys figure out how it is that you're going to get to...
Quick question,
yes.
Marty.
Yes.
Is this like D&D style Hollywood magma, or is this like real life fucking you fucked magma? Like, can you get submerged in this?
Lava, you guys... I think you already made your rolls. Lava does 20d6 damage per round of submersion.
But does it count as like water for something like a freedom of movement? Like, or is it like...
Just ask him the question. Will freedom of movement work?
If you stand in the lava, do you only go down an inch and burn yourself, or do you sink sploosh? Like
Hollywood.
Like Hollywood.
Depends how heavy you are.
Ah, god damn it! No, it doesn't. That's not. It's how dense you are.
We're talking about the density of a density that sinks through the planet. So we don't have anything.
So you should try to plan on swimming through it, because it looks like that'll be
swim.
the worst.
I heard swim. It's going to be Hollywood. All right, swimming.
We have a plan.
Or sinking or moving through it. Yeah, freedom of movement would allow you to move through this thing, but it won't save you from the heat.
Do you know what's going to save you from the heat? Having a lot of hit points and a lot of heal spells.
Right. So I'll let you guys make your plans, and then I'll create a map for you.
Damn it.
Tuffy.
So... you enjoy your feet. Yeah.
Tuffy. مش دلوقتي. Okay, اعمل مع سينو and push-ups. I can't right now.
Your son's asking you to do push-ups? Your son's calling you a fat slob? You need to work on your chest?
No, I do workouts with him. I'm not right now. Not right now, Habibi. Tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow. We're running around all day today. What do you want? Okay, listen. Here's the Toffee Aret. Will being an earth elemental, a fire elemental help at all? It'll absorb some spells. It'll absorb some damage. Right?
They've got fire resist. We get fire resistance, I think.
It's resist 20, okay. So fire resist 30 is going to be the benchmark. Fire resist 30 will take about half the damage per round.
Right. So how many rounds? The question is, how many rounds do we expect to be in the lava, and will the adamantine sphere of protection work for us?
So Donnovan is capable of using mythic points to get telekinetic spheres cast. So a telekinetic sphere is basically a little force sphere.
Okay. And and it moves
at 60 feet. 30 feet around.
That's useless.
It's not useless if we can shadow plane there. If we can walk in the shadow plane and get within the
within range.
within range, then
You cast your sphere. We take some damage. We hop in, or we hop in. We
Right.
how are we gonna get rid of it?
Well, no, no, things have to teleport out, and basically Lemmy's going to hop out and hop back in.
What do you mean?
Use your move action hop.
To do what?
Hop out, hop in. Let me begin.
But when you create it, are
Come to
you?
battle me, that's a sin. I came to get down. I came to get down. I get up the sphere and jump around.
Okay.
Jump around.
Okay. Here's the thing. When you create the sphere, there's already magma there. We're not gonna be able to see each other, hear each other, touch each other.
Oh, to. Here, I believe
we need something to create a pocket. Good luck with that.
So the telekinetic sphere is a sphere that is centered around creatures, and it moves independently of creatures. Shit.
No.
Okay. You can move the sphere telekinetically, even if you're in it.
Okay, Adam, let me ask you a question. If you cast it underwater, do you have a sphere full of water?
I would have to ask Marty.
Which one? This one?
I would imagine you do.
Okay,
So,
so we need a way to cast...
Disintegrate gets rid of the water.
Fine, then why don't we do that? Why don't we disintegrate? That's what we'll do then. We cast disintegrate. You get rid of a section of the molten lava.
Have you seen
You'll have to use a hero point though.
concentration check required to cast while taking 20d6 continuous damage?
No, but hold on. Here's the thing. No, here's the thing. You don't have to make it unless you start taking actual damage, right?
Yes.
Right,
Okay.
so protection from energy.
Protection from energy, resistance from energy, being a
Yep.
fire elemental. You should still be able to cast.
Two of those don't stack.
Oh, right. So, but that's 100 and, what is it, 50? Or is this, no, it limits 120, right?
So here's the plan. Shadow plane there. The biggest, baddest, manliest sphere I can make is 15-foot diameter.
15-foot diameter, not radius.
Right. So it's 3 squares
Hold
across.
on. We need a rod of do you have, what's it called?
Enlarging.
So
Yeah.
we can easily fit 6 creatures in the sphere.
But, okay.
Okay, so we can get 6 creatures, no problem. 7 or 8 is probably more reasonable.
By
in
the way,
combat
stream, if you guys have ideas, we'd love to see them.
squares. Yeah, the sphere will encompass the lava. So I create the telekinetic sphere, and then actually we have disintegrate guns, so we should be able to just fire a disintegrate gun.
Fire a disintegrate gun.
To
That's right.
disintegrate
Somebody
the
fires a
lava.
disintegrate gun, and then
That'll disintegrate a 10-foot cube of lava. So it'll take like 3 disintegrate gun blasts
how many guns do we
to
have?
empty the sphere.
All right, I was like, why do I have to create a map? I'm like, I've already done this, and I did
Wait,
this a while back.
how fast can these guns fire per round? Because Midwick can fire it.
That's a good question. Midwick can't fire it; it's too big.
Not when we're just floating around and he doesn't care where it goes.
All right, so you have a data pad that shows you the side of the volcano. I'm going to make this player visible and force you guys
Oh.
there.
You know what I should do? Get onto map tools.
Hey,
Yeah, that would be
buddy.
probably pretty handy.
That's pretty cool.
Good idea.
The scale is not 1-to-1, that's for sure.
And then the anomaly is...
Damn it.
I'll make it in purple for some reason.
Yeah, Azul, we're gonna have to disintegrate all the lava out of the sphere.
The anomaly is there.
That would require us to have some way of getting the lava out of the sphere.
Lava pump.
Okay,
Bravo, Toffee. Good job.
Marty.
Hmm.
Since we're in the planning phase, Donnovan would like to make a series of craft checks. Not craft checks, well, craft of the spell checks. For the interactions of certain spells with the environs. And then the disintegrate gun.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Plan. The plan that, as Donovan has it machinated in his mind, is we have to use the shadow plane to get close enough. We hope there is enough shadow plane to exist to that region. If there isn't, that would suck and
Duh.
owned.
Duh.
Wait, who has Shadow Walk?
We all have Shadow Walk now, I think. Midwick has it for sure. I think I can cast it using mythic points.
Midwick it's an alchemy spell?
It is an alchemist spell. It's an alchemist bard wizard spell, and it's a standard action. So Donovan's been able to cast this for a while.
Uker can just copy it now, since I've got it.
Give me a knowledge planes check.
Okay. I don't want to use Ashoka's knowledge planes. That would end badly for us.
Just very well might.
So 43.
You know the shadow
that's
plane
what power characters are
overlaps
fun.
with the prime material and the outer planes. You're not too sure how far into the outer planes it goes, but you're guessing it at least goes to the first layer of the abyss.
And this planet came from the material, so it should still
And
have some remnants there.
No, it's hovering in the first. The planet has now been absorbed by the sky of the first layer of the abyss.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's actually in the first level. Okay, so shadow plane. So the idea is shadow plane to the center. Put up some resistances so that we don't immediately die. Go into the lava plane. The lava plane. We're just going to call it the lava plane. We're going to go into the interior of the planet.
Okay.
Create a resilient sphere. The telekinetic sphere, which now will be encompassed in a ball of force filled with lava, as I understand how that's going to function. Like, I don't know. It doesn't say anything about removing whatever you're in. And then disintegrates to get rid of the lava inside of the sphere. Now, we need to know that you can actually hit the lava, like, you can intentionally get the lava.
Sure.
With
You could target it. It's like a hard liquid. It's like a dense liquid.
Okay, but just because normally when we've never actually disintegrate to like get rid of fluid before, it's always been like a hard thing. At which point we'll then be safe and sound in our easy bake oven of doom, with a lovely wall of force around us, telekinetically moving through the core of the planet, and then at that point we're there. Donovan's done his job, and Lemmy can figure out how to get the Phoenix out of the sphere with his dimensional hops,
thanks.
likely. Dimensional hop the Phoenix out, and then dimensional hop back in, and I think that's the. Does any of that seem like stupidly gloriously wrong? Because if any of we don't have a backup right now for if any of those are like
I have
the
a
shadow
question.
plane. You're pretty sure you could travel there, whether it's the prime or the first layer of the abyss. The shadow plane exists. The
Okay.
second thing you said was disintegrate lava. Sure, like 10 by 10.
Okay, disintegrate lava, sure. And then we think that the resilient sphere will be able to actually move within the
It's a telekinetic sphere.
it's a telekinetic sphere. 8th circle.
Question: can we have like a resist energy? Okay, can we have resist energy and then a contingency spell was also with resist energy? Is it... All right.
Okay.
Are you talking about protection from energy or
No, protection. Protection. I'm sorry. Protection from energy. Running, so you reuse up your hit points, and contingency. As soon as you start taking damage from that energy, it
Yeah.
kicks up, and you got another one.
Yes.
Okay, so Midwick will start doing that for everybody. Uker, you could give me your heal, and I can give
can
you my
learn heal.
shadow plane. Shadow walk, I mean.
If we have the materials to write into spellbooks.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
do.
Can you figure out the thickness and the hardness and the hit points of your sphere just ahead of time? I think you need to go
Sure.
like 3 spells deep for that. Telekinetic sphere
you
goes
go
to
that one to
resilient sphere,
resilient sphere.
goes
Resilient sphere goes to wall of force.
wall of force. Yeah.
And then I think it's...
Can you make it the regenerating one?
I think they regenerate every round, so it's like, you know... Wait 1 second. Oh, it's my mythic one that it regenerates every round. Not easily destroyed. Immune to... Can be damaged by spells.
If we surround the sphere with the same
Okay.
sphere that what's his name is in, that we can go through it without a problem. Because it would destroy all the magma as we go right through it.
Yeah, but then you can't move.
Mobile. We need to be mobile. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's 20 per cast level.
Hit points?
Yeah. So it'll be like almost 400,
Okay, cool.
which will be like 4 rounds, but we shouldn't be in there very long. Do we know if we have to bring the Phoenix back, or does we just have to dump the Phoenix there and get out? They didn't give us details, did they? We saw the Phoenix do the burn thing.
Yeah, you could talk to the Phoenix. He's right. The Phoenix is inside of a canister, and he's inside of it, and he's looking around like he could see out of the canister. He's shrunk down though.
How long precisely do you need to complete your absorption?
Oh, hello there. Who are you? My current incarnation's name is Kevin.
Hello, Kevin. I am Donnovan.
It's amazing how quickly you snap back into like bit part NPCs. Give me a second. I'll find Kevin's token. What did you ask him?
What was that?
What did you ask him?
Oh, how long do you need to do your absorption cycle, and do we need to be around for the absorption?
Absorption? Oh yes. Imros said something about that to me about a week ago.
A week.
Yes. I've been sitting out here for an awfully long time.
Oh.
Okay.
So...
Imros, you crazy bastard!
Time is broken, but I am me, and I am the best me.
Oh,
and
man.
me sucks.
That
How
guy's
many
really
languages
weird.
do you know?
I know quite a few.
Right now's really not the time, is it?
Although I mostly use the force of personality to ensure that everything understands what I say.
Pardon me? Did you just say that you know how to speak all languages?
It's not so much speak all languages as make myself understood in all languages and understand all languages.
Hello, my current incarnation name is Kevin, he says in Halfling.
Hello, my current incarnation. I'm Donnovan. Incarnation.
And he flaps his little wings. I like you.
I like.
You're going to teach me all the languages after this, aren't you, Donnovan?
I can teach you what I know. How
Does
how
that mean that you're my friend? It's been an
Yes.
awfully long time since I've seen my friends. Have you seen
Yes.
Azildan around? I haven't seen him in some time.
Donovan looks to Azildan. I don't know if he can overhear the. what
Oh, you're
Azildan
actually
making.
touching the canister, and you're
I'm touching the canister?
Yeah. Yep.
One moment. I'll take my hand off the canister. Are you available for a chat, Azildan? Mark is muted.
Yeah, all right. It's Kevin, is it?
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Azildan, so good to hear from you. I got so worried when you didn't come back. Is everything all right with the whole, being clones and all? I know how it is, given that this is my... Oh, I sort of lost track how many incarnations it is.
Yeah, everything's all right. Can't complain. I think I found a
wonderful.
way around this whole clone thing.
What a wonderful
I
outlook
kind-
you have.
No, thank you. We will kind of maybe need your help.
That's what Imros said. I'm to absorb some sort of exotic particles or some nonsense.
Yeah. Won't that be neat?
Highly unstable, he said.
Unstable just means unpredictable, which means entertaining.
Yes, but he said that my nature and the training that I've undergone, well, the training that my previous incarnations have undergone, oh, I hope I don't forget my training, that I'll be able to absorb these exotic particles and convert them into energy that will be able to be used by the Order of Paradox.
Yeah, all right.
When we drop you off in there, do we need to wait for the absorption to happen, or should we be clear well away?
You should be quite far away from me when I explode, but it's in the explosion that I do the absorption. You won't... I won't be called Kevin anymore. I rather like this name. Kevin.
Well, we can call you Kevin the Second.
Kevin? A numbering system. I used to do that a long time ago.
You can do it again.
But the numbers get too high. And it's much more difficult. Everyone laughs at you when you call yourself 347th.
Or you could start spelling it a little different. Like Kevin with a Q. It's very unique.
You
like
mean
you,
like-
Kevin.
Quevin? Oh, I'm so looking forward to being Quevin.
Yeah, like Kevin.
After you absorb, do you need help getting back to the Order of Paradox, or can you get there on your own?
What do you mean, get back? The exotic particles aren't in here?
Not exactly.
No, we have to go on an adventure.
Oh. I haven't left here in a long very time. Oh. Is that why I'm inside of this can?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, here's why you're in the can.
Well, I suppose I'd have to get back in the can, then. Yes, that would make sense. They're going to plug this can into somewhere.
So we'll have to
Yes.
return to retrieve the can.
Yes?
Or do you hop out of the can and then we have to come back with the can for you to hop in?
I must go into the can, and the can must be brought back here. This is a conversion module. It converts some of my energy into, well, energy that the Orb of Paradox could use.
Is it capable of withstanding the conversion process or the absorption process?
Yes. Yes, it can withstand great amounts of heat. I can produce a lot of energy when I capture strange particles, yes.
All right then. So we'll need to retrieve it.
Yes, please don't leave Kevin behind. Or Quevin, or any of my incarnations.
I'm going to take a look at this thing. I want to see if I can,
Typically, when I turn different colors, that means I've absorbed strange particles. I turned green when I absorbed uranium.
Well, that's unique.
Well, it wasn't very fun. It hurt a lot.
Does this canister count as an object?
Yep.
Can we just teleport object it into the middle and be done?
Give me a spellcraft check to identify the item.
All right, because this is like, just
Wait a minute.
wait, exactly. I'm having the wait a minute moment. Isn't there a spell for this? Also, when I do a search on PFSRD for 1d20 plus 21, it doesn't give me the answer I want. 26 is my spellcraft. Well, if I'm sorry, I'm trying to identify. Make that 36, and I use a first circle spell.
Okay, so that's better. It is a variant of an iron flask.
Okay.
It's also a technological item, but built in the center to contain Kevin is an iron flask.
Okay. An iron flask sounds like a magical object.
A command word must be used in order to free or get someone back in.
Okay.
Kevin must be willing, otherwise there's a good chance that he could not go in. And a command word needs to be spoken in order to get him out. And only one of those things can be done each day.
Oh, you can either go in or out?
Yep, but Kevin's just said that he's been inside this canister for a week, which doesn't make sense.
It makes tons of sense. The gnome broke the space-time continuum fabric, and there's wormholes going up our ass. So... and there's a coefficient, something's wrong, warp drive.
All we really know, what's just happening right now is Ragnarok.
It could be. I would love to blame this little bastard for Ragnarok. You caused Ragnarok. What do you mean? All I did was all the souls that were supposed to go to the abyss got stuck and got trapped in the mortal realms. Everybody stood up and Day of the Dead happened.
Well, the thing that happens when you give a DM 2 months to plan the rest of the campaign...
There was rewrites. Oh, fuck. Okay, so...
True, this is a Marty game. Kenny, I agree with your statement, although I'm not too sure about your statement.
Yeah, the chat is starting to use the term Marty game.
Oh no, it's synonymous with something. Shit.
So there's
all of us DMs are tyrants at heart. Yeah, exactly.
Take control from me, will you?
He took every script he worked on for this game, shredded them up, placed them into a shotgun, then fired through the air, used the pieces that remained. Yeah, there were lots of plans that... there was this whole module series. I think we got to book 2, maybe a little bit of the 3rd, and they still haven't done yet. So yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, now if we went back to those modules, it'd be like, give me your thing, go away, knock them over, give them noogies.
Beware time and the DM mind. Nice. All right, so you've got Kevin in a canister. I couldn't have written this at the beginning of the campaign. So they're going to be clones, and they're going to have an iron flask with a phoenix inside of it, and they're going to go steal the anomalous energy from a planet in the abyss.
How close to the center do you need to be?
The particles must be within my blast radius. And he knows how far it is. Give me a second. I'm looking up Phoenix, if I can spell Phoenix. Of course, I spell it the wrong way every time. Phonix.
Phoenix.
My shroud of flames reach out about 20 feet.
And how big is the area with the particles?
I'm not sure.
Go grab the phone thingy and start
zooming in.
Yeah, let's zoom in on the thing. Like,
okay, it gets down to sort of a pinpoint where they're in a small area. They might be scattered around a small area, but there seems to be a concentration of them. It's just marked anomaly. You don't get close enough in.
Ahmed, you're muted.
I mean, do we have to go down the lava? Because it looks like there's a path around it. On the left. Whoop.
Well, if the anomaly is...
I'm just saying, is that accurate, Marty, or do we have to go through the lava?
It looks like it's in a little bit of a pocket. You're not too sure what's in that pocket, but...
But what he's saying is we don't have to travel through 4,000 miles of lava.
Right.
Maybe just...
A couple of hundred.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may have enough information from this pad to teleport in the vicinity of the anomaly.
Greater teleport?
Because there seems to be, like, coordinates and, you know, like...
Right.
Yeah, so let's greater teleport into, if you guys can see, into the rock as the earth elementals. And I can absorb Kevin as an earth elemental. Or as absorb the thing. I don't know if I can absorb...
You just need to carry it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a handle. It's got a handle. It looks like a handle on one end. It kind of looks like a high-tech lantern with Kevin inside of it. And it looks like it's got grooves, like it might plug into somewhere.
So we teleport into this spot, into the earth, or the ground.
What are Altagar and I supposed to do?
There's still two things that we have to deal with. Well, first is the 300 souls that are on the surface, and then the I believe 4,000 something lava creatures that we need to plane shift, or not plane shift, gate. I think it's a gate to their plane. So we still have to do that. We can't destroy this planet and kill all of those souls, all those creatures.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's all done without Kevin in the loop. We don't know if Kevin's stable enough to...
I would like to point out this is a planet in the abyss. It's in the abyss.
Right, they're fighting. If it was you, you'd want to get rescued. You'd want to get help.
Yeah, but I'm not from the abyss.
Right? No, if they're not from the abyss. They're pulled here. Any world can get pulled here.
Do they have some sort of big box that we can put them in, drop them on... I mean, first layer of abyss better than nothing.
I could craft another craft stone. Fucking what to call it? It's been a while. Could create something like the platform. Remember?
Wallstone.
Could create something like the platform that you used. You can stop in it, and Uker, you can carry them off. That's an option.
Okay, you notice Kevin fidgeting inside. He's trying to look outside of the little canister he's in.
You don't have to...
That'll take time, though.
Yep. Just a big chunk of lead and super dense metals. Just...
Kevin's looking out. He's trying to push his face against the side and look out. Apparently, he can't see much from inside the.
If we need,
I know from the object that it's going to take a whole day before we can put him back in.
No, he's already in. So, a standard action to get him out, and it's a standard action to pull him back in.
Oh, okay. All right.
But how long for him to
each way
gather
is
himself?
one.
Oh, we get one for each day. Okay, it's not like you have to stick him out and stick him in.
How long does he have before he can reform?
How long did it take him last time you were there?
My brain is mush, man.
How long did it take for him to reform last time?
Well, I wasn't timing it really. Not that long.
Marty, do I remember? Does Lemmy remember? I've got...
Each million spheres will last for like a minute. So
Takes maybe 10, 20 seconds. Less than that, really. 20, that is. Not long.
All right.
How many? Does
So-
Lemmy remember, Marty?
Lemmy wasn't there. It was Kevin, Azildan, Uker, and Altagar, I think, that were talking about
The
Kevin.
thing is, Adam wasn't there for the scene, so
Yep.
Adam, like Uker, was staring at his toes.
Yeah, Uker.
Between players, 2 to 3 rounds.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You've seen him do it once, though, so that's the...
Yeah.
Yep.
Why don't you, Ozzy? Why don't you ask him how long it'll take him, just to be sure? Because he's already done it recently. Does it take longer?
How would he remember?
For
He
fuck's
doesn't
sake.
come to till he's reformed.
It's
Well,
like saying,
excuse
"How
me,
long
I'm
were you
not an
sleeping?"
expert.
It does. You don't even have a what?
Excuse me, I didn't max out my knowledge nature skill, alright?
What kind of druid of a guide are you?
Hey, don't make fun. Some druids aren't those types of druids.
Yes.
Touche.
Kevin looks... He's giving sad eyes as he's all
He's got
alone in
like
the
puppy dog
cave.
eyes to the.
I just want to grab the thing.
All right.
Hello,
I think
is there
we have
somebody there?
Yes, I'm here, Kevin.
Who is this? Is this my friend Donovan?
This is your friend Donovan.
Oh, I thought I was left all alone there for a while.
No, you're with friends.
You're not going to leave me in here, are you?
No, we're going to let you out.
Oh.
We're just trying to figure out a way to let you out without us getting burned to crisps.
Oh, I won't burn you.
The particles, though, they're very warm.
Oh, yes. Yes, they can be very warm. But Kevin isn't afraid of heat. He's afraid of cold.
Well, don't be afraid
That
of
takes
you,
ice
then.
crystal teleport off the list. Does this readout have the locations of the two sources of people? Or does it only have particles?
No, it has some of the... You do fiddle with it, and you've got use magic device. What's your total rank in use magic device, or total score?
I put more in it because I leveled.
Boop, beep.
Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop.
All right.
I've got a plus 17 right now.
Well, Midwick can do a 20. I think it's 20. Let's see. 18. Sorry, 18.
Okay.
What language is it?
You do
I also
find...
learned Gnomish.
Nice.
I learned to read Gnome.
So the side view, you do see that the Megathokas...
Which are the abyssal bastards. Those are super cool. It's so tiny. Look how little it is.
So there's one blip representing kind of a group of them, and they seem to have bored. They're boring towards the anomaly.
No, aren't these the devils?
These are the devils.
Oh, the bastards!
Yes, we're using the word.
How long is it moving? Like, how long will it take for them to get there?
And then you have a smattering of, a smattering of what look like other creatures. I'm just going to use something to represent the elementals.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got readings of elementals all around the anomaly.
Those are very aggressive-looking elemental representations. Hi! That looks like somebody who smashed. Lama smash.
Let's see if there's anything else that was being picked
Are
up.
these the ones we're supposed to teleport or plane shift?
Potentially.
No, the rod also. Sorry, the scroll has the rod or the.
It has the
material
wrong
components?
component to go to the fire plane, so if we need to send somebody to the fire plane.
All right, and you know that there was something called. There was a really powerful elemental thing that
Yeah,
is,
something
that
more
is
powerful than
squatting
all of us.
right on top of the anomaly.
Hey guys, if oh, what's this big thing? It's got a skull and some crossbones on it, and it's got a big red exclamation point beside it. Oh, it's right on the dot.
Oh, that bar is really long.
Uh,
It's barely moving.
oh no. Uka, you were saying what? You were asking what you and Altagar would be up to. That thing might not be friendly.
Oh.
Can we tell from the readings what type of creatures these are?
Oh, you can try to manipulate the device a little bit more. It seems to be telling you there are demons mixed around the Megathaka. You're not too sure how. There appear to be 3 Megathaka and 3 demons. And then give me a use magic device for the trying to distinguish what elementals.
Okay. 23. If these are one of those int 3 type elemental that doesn't have morality, then I'm less concerned about killing them.
They seem to register as a combination of fire and earth. With a 23, I think it's magma elementals. Although that may cover... We're talking subtypes and not actual creature types.
Knowledge planes?
Sure. Are you concentrating on the small one or the big one?
No, the small ones. Big one. Small ones. 39.
We'll get to the big one.
We're getting to him.
Magma elementals are a thing. So are lava children and magmins.
Are any of them intelligent?
I think the word you're looking for is expendable.
That's I'm looking.
Magma elementals are as smart as fire and earth and air and water elementals. The bigger they get, the smarter they are. Magmins are small elementals that are fire subtype. They are little halfling-sized creatures. They're a bit dim, but that's kind of...
Okay.
And then lava children. Too many windows. Are as intelligent as a man.
Okay, so this is a problem. How do we...
They are earth and fire subtype. They are completely immune to the effects of metal objects. Metal objects just simply pass through them.
Midwick is like, oh, shit.
And just between us, it's a playable race.
Cool.
Lava children have the following racial traits.
Immune to all metal objects?
What?
Metal things pass right through them. They can simply walk through metal doors and walls.
What about metal hammers?
Now, can that be an
How
elemental?
come they weren't on the gladiator list, Marty?
Probably because of that. Maybe they aren't playable. Goddamn.
Can this be an
Tomahoro is complete.
element?
Oh, that's why.
Can
Yeah,
this be an elemental that Lemmy can turn into?
yeah, there might be a magical thing that in there, but
Yeah. Okay.
I don't see how we can have a conversation with these guys.
But it's just
Literally, I don't
depending
know
what
how we
type
can
they
talk.
are.
lava children are special, and for that property of ignoring metal, they've probably been hunted to close to near extinction. Like, you
Yes.
could probably do some horrible, horrible things with somebody who's immune to metal.
Yeah.
Or you want them on your side.
Well, imagine the monk punching you, and you're wearing your full plate, and he's just punching through it. Like,
You are able to, with your 23, or like there's a mixture of elementals and maybe a couple of lava children hiding in amongst the magmins.
okay, it might be like defended by the.
A lot of magma elementals, a moderate number of magmin, and maybe a couple lava children that are kind of trying to hide in amongst the groups.
Lemmy.
And then you've got the big guy.
Okay, can we look at the big guy now?
Yep. Give me one more use magic device to see how
All right.
granular you can
Do
get.
you want me to take a look at that? I don't think you're familiar with our language.
I've been practicing. He says he starts scribbling out gnomish characters. 29.
Okay. You manage to somehow correlate to this thing which has been scanned before. You actually find the creature's name, like they named it on a previous... when Glyph first showed up, they scanned the world for legendary things.
Oh, crap.
What's
and
his name?
And the thing that they named this thing as was the Guardian
Hero
at
killer.
the heart of the world.
Creature type?
God.
The creature type is earth and fire.
Sex?
Irrelevant.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
I was gonna say any it wants.
Whatever it wants. Huh.
Right. So, from looking at all this,
Knowledge.
And there's kind of like a little note that says dangerous caution, like a little icon that kind of like is warning you that this thing is dangerous.
does it say anything about known abilities or?
Nope.
Knowledge, anything, or is it just a unique thing? No,
Take 20.
I'm a bard. I can do that. I just need to know which skill I'm rolling.
It looks like some sort of unique elemental.
Laws of nature.
It's planes for elementals. God, just worst druid. We've got the worst druid.
Hey, man.
Oh, is he not a druid anymore? Did you lose your druiddom?
Yeah, he's still a druid. He's just,
A druid.
You just said screw you
Not
to
the
the
tree
tree.
druid.
he just
What
changed.
a
He
burning
just
druid.
changed gods. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you've got sort of a readout of it, and you know the name of the world, and you're part of an order of elves that have studied many worlds before. So go ahead and give me a knowledge planes or a knowledge history. Like, what are you trying to gather from this thing?
I want to know.
What it is.
I
what
guess
it
the
can
primary
do.
thing I'd like to know is this thing going to be outright hostile? And I have a feeling it's going to be because we're coming to kill it. But,
We can send you to your home.
like, we
There's
could,
a
like, would it
fucking
be
gate.
amicable to like being gated to another, like, to the plane of fire? Would and I guess another question would be: would Magnet Melon? We've got this thing that is like this gate scroll that we are supposed to get to transfer them to a plane where they can exist. Did little gnome boy screw us and give us something that they can't, like? Is this the lava plane or is this the fire plane? The gate
Oh
scroll.
yeah,
like we
he
got
gave you a scroll, right? What did you
Yeah.
ask for? I think you asked for a fire plane.
Well, it was some place where they could go, right?
I
It was
think it was
the
the lava- I think it
home
was the
plane for
lava.
the things. So
Let's have a look at gate. Do you have to decide that at the time you're?
If this is a scroll, I think so because you need a specific. I think you need a rod. Rod.
Material components.
Jim.
text.
Good times. All right, gate.
works like plane shift.
Yeah, you need a.
So we
need a
assume you
rod
need a
then.
rod.
So you'd have to decide beforehand because it's got to be built in.
Okay. Yeah, he gave you a gate to the elemental plane of fire.
Okay. So, would this thing like to go to the elemental plane of fire, or, and then I guess combat abilities would be the next thing I'd care about. But
Well, you don't know what this thing is, so you've never met it.